On the 9th of June 2026, Venus and Jupiter meet in the sky, creating one of the softest, most hopeful and emotionally expansive energies we've had in quite some time. This is the kind of transit that can make life feel a little lighter again. After emotional heaviness, Venus is connected with love, relationships, pleasure, beauty, comfort, and the things that help us feel emotionally fulfilled. Jupiter, meanwhile, expands whatever it touches. So when Jupiter gets involved, everything becomes bigger. Emotions, opportunities, optimism, connection, and even our desire to enjoy life again. When these two planets come together, people often become more open emotionally. There's usually more warmth around relationships, more affection, more generosity, and more willingness to connect. For many people, this energy can bring romantic opportunities, emotional healing, creative inspiration, reconnection with people, moments of joy and relief, financial growth or spending, and a stronger desire to actually enjoy life instead of just surviving it. But because Jupiter amplifies everything, there can also be a tendency to overdo things a little. So under this energy, some people may find themselves overspending, idealizing relationships, avoiding practical reality, overpromising, or getting carried away emotionally. So the key here is balance. Allow yourself to enjoy the optimism and emotional openness, just without completely losing grounding in the process. One of the loveliest parts of this transit is that Venus and Jupiter are also forming a trine to the Moon. A trine is considered one of the easiest and most naturally supportive aspects in astrology. It's the difference between forcing a conversation and speaking to someone where everything just flows naturally. There's less resistance and less emotional tension, so things tend to move more smoothly. Because the Moon rules our emotional world, this creates an energy that feels emotionally softer and far more open. People may find themselves opening up more easily, feeling emotionally understood, having gentler conversations, wanting closeness instead of distance, and simply feeling more emotionally safe in general. At the same time, though, this conjunction also forms a square to Chiron. Unlike a trine, a square creates friction and tends to feel like internal pressure. They push us to confront something uncomfortable that we might normally avoid. So even though this transit is largely beautiful, Chiron may still bring moments where old emotional wounds quietly resurface underneath the happiness. For some people, this could look like fear of rejection, questioning self-worth, difficulty receiving love fully, old relationship wounds returning, or feeling emotionally exposed in ways they didn't expect. But Chiron is not here to punish anyone, and very often it brings healing through awareness. This conjunction also forms a sextile to Algol, which is supportive but requires a choice to walk through the door it opens. So underneath all the warmth of this Venus and Jupiter energy, there's also something emotionally honest happening. People may suddenly feel less willing to tolerate surface-level connections or emotional pretending. Overall, this is such a deeply human transit about emotional openness, healing, softness, vulnerability, and remembering that joy and pain can exist together. Sometimes healing begins the moment we finally allow ourselves to soften instead of constantly protecting ourselves. In the next videos, I'll break down how this Venus and Jupiter conjunction will affect each rising sign individually, and where this energy is most likely to show up in your own life.